Good morning, class 9. Till now, we have discussed some topics like earth structure, landforms of the earth, etc. So, let's have a quick recap of these topics. Let's go to earth structure. How is the earth made up of? The earth is made up of three concentric layers, isn't it? The earth is made up of three concentric layers: the crust, core and mantle. The crust is again made up of oceanic crust and continental crust, which is otherwise known as Ciel and Sima. Now let's come to crust. Let's just come to crust. This crust is made up of rocks, and that is why this crust is also known as lithosphere. This crust is also known as lithosphere. Lith means rock, sphere is layer. So crust is always known as lithosphere. The rocky layer upon the earth's surface is crust, basically made up of rocks. These rocks are nothing but aggregates of minerals. A rock is defined as an aggregate of minerals which doesn't have a proper chemical composition. On the other side, if you see mineral always has a definite chemical composition. It has a physical property, it has a chemical composition, right? Rocks generally do not have a particular chemical composition. Ore, if you see ore is a very large amount of mineral. Ore is a very large amount of mineral. Iron ore, aluminium ore, bauxite is aluminium ore, right? We can see different types of rocks. They differ in color, they differ in texture. Texture is touch, they differ in texture, right? And why do they differ? Because their mode of formation is different from each other, right? On the basis of mode of formation, we have three different types of rocks, right? If you see the main minerals which are present here, the three main mineral groups which are present here are sulfides, carbonates, silicates, etc. And obviously the three main rock types: igneous and sedimentary and metamorphic types, right? Examples of igneous or examples of rocks, if you see: basalt, granite, gabbro, dam, etc. And if you see examples of minerals: iron, nickel, magnesium, silicon, abundant minerals on the earth's surface. The first type of rock is igneous rock, primary rock. Second one is sedimentary rock, and third one is metamorphic rock, and both these are secondary rocks which are derived from igneous rocks, right? And now let's see what are igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are primary rocks which are formed from molten lava. This molten magma, the magma is something, the lava which is found inside the volcanoes. When it is inside, it is known as magma. When it is gushed out, it's known as lava. So this igneous rocks are formed from the magma which is found from interior of the earth. The mantle, if you remember, the mantle is made up totally of magma. So these igneous rocks are formed from magma which is occurring inside the earth's surface. So that's why these rocks are known as primary rocks. These igneous rocks are again divided into two types of rocks, intrusive and extrusive rocks. When rocks which are formed inside the volcano or inside, it is known as a intrusive rock. Inside, intrusive. Extrusive, when the lava flows out. These rocks are formed when the lava flows out. When the lava is flowing out, this becomes, these rocks are extrusive igneous rocks. When the lava solidifies inside, it becomes a intrusive igneous rock. Okay? The characteristics of intrusive igneous rock and extrusive igneous rocks differ. When the lava flows out, it forms as very long sheets or very thin sheets, right? These sheets are known as lava sheets. These extrusive igneous rocks have less luster compared to the intrusive igneous rock. The size of extrusive igneous rock is also less when compared to the intrusive igneous rock. These are more crystalline. Intrusive igneous rocks are more crystalline. Extrusive igneous rocks are less crystalline. That's what the luster is differing from one another. Here the luster is more because they solidify for a longer period of time. These solidify for a shorter period of time. The size of the crystal in case of extrusive rocks is less, and size of the crystal in the case of intrusive rocks is larger. In extrusive igneous rocks, these lava sheets are generally transformed into plateaus. These lava sheets are generally transformed into plateaus. Example of such transformed lava region is our Deccan Plateau region. Clear? Sometimes the deposition of magma takes place at a very great depth. Then these plutonic rocks will be forming. Example of such plutonic rocks is granite. Clear? And since these igneous rocks are primary rocks, that rocks which are formed first from volcanoes, these rocks are very impervious, very hard and very impervious. Impervious is they do not allow water to go through them. No percolation of water, no absorption of water through igneous rocks. On the basis of silica present in igneous rocks, they are again divided into two. One is acidic igneous rock and second one is basic igneous rocks. Acidic igneous rocks will contain more amount of silica and basic igneous rocks will be containing less amount of silica. Next we go to sedimentary rocks, the first order of secondary rocks. These, since they are formed from igneous rocks, they are known as secondary rocks. They are formed with the process of denudation, weathering and deposition. Sedimenting is nothing but deposition, erosion and deposition. The sedimentary rocks are also known as stratified rocks. Strata means layer. So these rocks are also known as stratified rocks. On the basis of their source, mode of formation, these sedimentary rocks are again divided into three types: mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, chemically formed sedimentary rocks and organically formed sedimentary rocks. Mechanically formed sedimentary rocks is just the deposition of elements, just the deposition of sediments. Sediments may be any type of sediment, maybe sand, silt, clay, gravel, or any kind. These sediments generally they are put layer by layer and they are cemented with the help of some elements like some minerals like clay, some minerals like lime. Okay, so after a period of time, they become thick sediments. They become compacted and form into a rock. That is known as a sedimentary rock. Most of this rock debris, most of the rocks which get weathered, all of them get into the seabed. All of them get into the seabed and they form argillaceous rocks. Argillaceous rocks. And when these rocks are in the seabed, they are divided according to the size of the particles. The finer particles come up and the larger particles get down. Unlike the igneous rocks, these sedimentary rocks are comparatively soft. The igneous rocks are hard, sedimentary rocks are soft, igneous rocks are non-permeable, and sedimentary rocks are permeable or porous in nature. They absorb water. These sedimentary rocks are mostly formed with the sediments of dead animals and plants, and these are known as fossils. These fossils change into fossil fuels for over a very long period of time because of very low temperatures and very high pressures in the seabed. Example is coal, petrol. All these are fossil fuels derived from sedimentary rocks. And coming to types of sedimentary rocks, mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. First one, clastic sediments. These are also known as clastic sediments. They are formed by weathering and denudation. Normally, mechanically formed sedimentary rocks are formed by weathering and denudation of different agents, whether it is sun or glacier or lowest deposits, what we call as wind deposits, alluvial deposits, and any other kind of deposit. It may be any other kind of deposit. These deposits get consolidated and form into a mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. Some examples of mechanically formed sedimentary rocks: sandstones, conglomerates, siltstones, etc. And next one, what we move on is chemically formed sedimentary rocks. These are sediments which are formed from salt water solutions. Salt water solutions. Example is gypsum, rock salt, etc. Next we move on to organically formed sedimentary rocks. Organically formed sedimentary rocks is, example is coal. The deposits which are formed from the remains of plants or sea which are deposited in the seabed. The most abundant form of non-clastic sediments is limestone. And these are also known as calcareous rocks because they contain abundant amounts of calcium. And other rocks like coal are known as carbonaceous rocks. Sedimentary rocks are mostly prone to weathering because they are soft rocks, and these rocks do not have any kind of crystals. And next, moving on to the third type of rocks, metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed because of the process of metamorphism. Morphism means changing. Meta is on a very big scale. So on a very big scale, if more change happens, that is known as metamorphism. This change may be physical change or chemical change or both. Metamorphism happens both in igneous rocks as well as sedimentary rocks. When it happens in the sedimentary rock, the layers are more compressed. The layers of a sedimentary rock normally are soft, but when it comes to a metamorphic rock, they are more compressed because metamorphism takes place because of more heat and more pressure. These metamorphic rocks are generally impermeable. That means they do not absorb any water, just like the igneous rock. See some examples of metamorphic rocks. Sandstone into quartzite, limestone into marble, etc. Depending upon the causes of metamorphism like volcanic eruptions, endogenetic forces, etc., the metamorphism is divided into 4 types: thermal metamorphism, contact metamorphism, dynamic metamorphism, and regional metamorphism. When there is high temperature, this thermal metamorphism takes place. Example is graphite. When there is very high pressure, then it is dynamic metamorphism. Contact metamorphism, similar to thermal metamorphism also. This takes place when volcanic activity takes place. When there is volcanic activity, this lava is filled into the cavities. The lava is filled into the cavities, and that changes the existing rock pattern. So that is known as contact metamorphism. Regional metamorphism is nothing but which is taking place because of diastrophic movements, that is the Earth's movements. Because of Earth's movements, you have some activity which is going on, and that is known as regional metamorphism. These metamorphic rocks, since they are compressed, these are very hard. Examples are diamonds, and mostly rare gems are examples of metamorphic rocks. And now we move on to our last topic, rock cycle. Primary rocks are igneous rocks. So the other 2 types of rocks are derived from igneous rocks. That is why these igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Magma is the cause of these igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed from magma. This magma cools and solidifies. Magma cools and solidifies and forms igneous rocks. These igneous rocks break up into sediments with the process of weathering, and they deposit the sediments and form as sedimentary rocks. These sediments are cemented together. Cemented means brought together to one place. They are cemented together and compacted, and they form as sedimentary rocks. These sedimentary rocks and igneous rocks, both under lot of heat and pressure, give rise to metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, both under lot of heat and pressure, give rise to metamorphic rocks. These metamorphic rocks, on melting, because of very high temperatures, on melting, again form into magma. Again the same cycle will be repeating. And this is known as rock cycle. Now let's see the importance of rocks. Rocks are important both in economic way, geographical way. Economic importance of rocks, if we see, rocks are useful in construction. Rocks are used as gemstones, precious stones, diamonds and all. If you see, all metallic rocks and all, they are used, iron and all, they are also used in our daily purposes. Without them we cannot do anything. So these are daily uses of rocks. carbon, petrol. These are also rocks, sedimentary rocks from which we get the fossil fuels. And one more very important use of rocks is they help in the formation of soil, which helps in the production of different agricultural products, and on which we live. Soil is the place on which we live. So it helps in the production of soil. Hope the lesson is understood. Stay home, stay safe.